Erin's obviously not always around, so when I get it, I'm like,
oh man, I can't put it on by myself. Sucks, man.
that was fun. Hey everyone, Andrew here, Melbourne Superman, and it is time for another suit review. And today I have my special guest, my partner, the love of my life, my partner in crime, the one true God, all that stuff. Erin.
Hey.
EP Sleazy, EPC_cosplay. So today I'm going to be reviewing the NAPIER'S black suit. So it's a resurrection style suit, but it's made in the style of Man of Steel rather than the sort of Batman v Superman. So the big difference, no Kryptonian script and a round belt buckle, as opposed to a square belt buckle. So I thought it'd be a lot of fun to have belt buckle.
Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry.
Toy boat.
Belt buckle.
That was a lot of fun. So I thought it'd be fun to have Erin on because Erin is a crafts person.
I thought you'd say instigator.
Definitely. Is a crafts person, so I thought it'd be cool to have her sort of here and talking with me a little bit about it. So we're going to review this suit. So those of you new to the channel, basically a suit review. I talk about the suit itself. I go into the details of parts of it. I talk a little bit about the seller or the maker and my experience with them, and then I wrap it all up with sort of the moral of the story kind of thing. So before we do that, we obviously don't have the suit here, but do you trust me?
Oh, yes.
Good.
No.
Don't you look dashing?
Shazam! Oh.
It's the wrong franchise.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the NAPIER'S black Man of Steel resurrection suit. So the reason that I have it on Erin, I thought it'd be a little bit of fun. Those of you who have, oh no, we haven't actually shown that you, other than your post with you in my unmasked suit. Wow.
I'm being a mannequin.
So it does fit me, but I thought this was a little bit more fun and interesting and more engaging than the mannequin. So basically,
definitely easier.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about how comfortable it is. Is it comfortable?
Not quite on me, just because it's not made for me.
Yeah.
Like this is too, for instance, this is too short in the legs and too long in the torso. But overall, it's not heavy or anything like that. It's not too clunky. It's just, it's still, you get used to it.
Yeah.
I find.
And I think so. A lot of the times, everybody with muscle suits, you find that they are very stiff when you put them on. But over time, they do break in and they do loosen up a little bit. So you'll find that it might feel a little bit smaller in the beginning, but as you wear it, you get a little bit more. So with this video, I will supplement a "Can I move in this" video where I'm actually in the suit so you can see it. So overall, this is a nice suit. We've got, you know, from top to bottom. We'll start with that. So it's a sort of translucent material, so you can see. I don't know that you can see it great in this light, but you can see the muscles through it. There will be thumbnails of myself in the suit with the proper lighting, so you can see that. But the urethane S we have, of course, is made in the style of Man of Steel. And then moving down, we get a little bit of the round belt buckle. There we go. And then, of course, we have the trim, we'll get into the close-ups in a little bit. So we got the trim. It goes all the way down to the boots, which are attached. The cape is quite nice. I actually really like this cape. If you look at the front again, you can see these little silver things. Those aren't meant to actually be visible. He did make it so that these can go inside the suit. It's just a bit tough to do it. So I think he did like a prototype of how to attach the cape, because on the last suit he sent me, the first suit he sent me, which I'm not going to talk too much about because it was kind of like it was a trial and error, and you know, it is what it is. We don't need to talk too much about it, but we kind of went back and forth about how to attach the cape. And so this is what he came up with. And it's a bit tricky to get those in there, but I think with time, it would be a little bit easier as the slots kind of stretch a little bit. But yeah, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get into some close-ups. We're gonna start with the chest. And we're going to move down and we'll talk a little bit about all the little bits and pieces of it. Okay. All right, so here we have the, starting from the top, you can see all the little details of the actual material itself. And this is what I was talking about, where these, you can see it better on this side, but this is meant to fit into this little slot here, and it does. It just takes a little bit of finagling. Then you got the S. So the S I have found, now when I wore it, be perfectly honest, I believe this S is actually slightly off center and a little bit crooked when I wore it. So you'll see that in some of the pictures. Now, again, you got to remember this is all being glued on by hand. So, you know, that kind of is to be expected. You know, you sort of want to see a straight S. So basically this is the center, and it goes right down. The S should be right here, should be the center, right about here. So it's a little bit off, not by much. You can't really tell, but if you look at it long enough, you start to be able to figure that out. And then you move down, you can see really how the muscles, the chrome muscles kind of shine through. And he did paint these by hand, of course, getting down to the belt buckle. So you can see that little shining, shimmering, splendid, resplendent man. Bonus points if you get that reference from Lois and Clark. And then
Lois and who?
Lois and Clark. I can speak.
Clark.
And then we got, you know, the muscle suit's actually really nice. It's very natural looking. It's not overly bulky. And it's just, you know, the whole suit very much flows pretty well. We've got the gauntlets. So the gauntlets are actually, generally we would tuck this in. But the gauntlets are a separate piece. And then basically the sleeves have a hidden zipper in here so that you can close them, and then you basically Velcro the gauntlets on. And they actually do look kind of nice, and they certainly look nice in pictures. And then going down, seeing all the trim, and down to the boots. The boots are attached. So the boots are attached to the suit, and they have hidden zippers on the inside of the suit. And they are comfy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Way too big for me, but I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I find them comfortable. So
they're not too heavy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of like a big deal when you're at like a con. So if you turn around so we can see the cape and move your hair out of the way, please. So here's the back of the cape. It's actually really nice. It's cut really well. So I'll just get a little bit of it's really long. It's like a good size cape. And then if I get into here, you can see all the how he's pleated it, and it really is nice. It's a really pretty cape. Take a look at, let's see what this wingspan is of the cape. So big cape. I don't even know that you can see the whole thing in there, but I'd say this has got, wow. So it's cool. So it's probably got about a 10-foot wingspan, which is amazing. It's a big cape, flows really well. I haven't tested it yet in the wind, but that's the overall, that's the details of it. So that's overall nice. I want to get into a little bit of the seller experience now. So the seller experience, obviously this is a suit from Napier's. This is the second suit that he sent me. So basically I started my relationship with Napier's back in October of 2020, where it was meant to be a 12-week turnaround for a red and blue suit. Unfortunately, for whatever reasons, I don't know, but 12 weeks turned into about 9 months, just under 9 months, and then I got the original suit. The original suit that he sent me wasn't sort of, I believe, up to scratch, and I think he believed that too, because he did design it as a bit of a prototype. So to make up for that, and I think is a really big deal, he has offered me 2 suits, starting with this one, and the next one that I'll get which is going to be closer to one that I actually ordered. He's a really nice dude. He really absolutely is. And he does good work when, when the situation calls for it. Like this suit, I would give probably like a 7 to 8 out of 10. He communicates. He's very communicative. Like you send him a message, he'll shoot you a message back, but it's just a lot of cat and mouse. Like it's a lot of chasing up. That being said, I do think he went above and beyond. I can't stress that enough to make up for the first experience. I can say for me, it was a 12-week quote into a 9-month product that was not up to scratch with a way to make up for it. So I'm still waiting on the third suit. That I'm going to say is the suit that he is designing after what I actually asked him for. As with any of these videos, I will say that whether I say good, bad, or ugly, commission at your own risk. I do not take responsibility. If you want to commission anyone that I've reviewed, that's on you, that's your call, that's fine, whether I recommend them or not. In the sense of communication, 10 out of 10. Follow through, 2 out of 10. But customer service in general, right in that 5 to 6 out of 10 mark. What do you think?
I never dealt with him personally. I just know the frustration behind the scenes.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the kind of bummer aspect of it. But you hope that with all the hair pulling and all the struggles and all the, come on, dude. You hope that you get something nice, and in this case, I did. So I'm really happy with what I got. But yeah, that's the seller experience. So overall, that is the conclusion. That is the Napier's Man of Steel Resurrection suit. So again, there will be a Can I Move in This episode coming out where I'm actually in the suit and I talk a little bit about the movement. I may double up on things that I've said.
Erin, talking about movement.
Yeah, that's great. Keep going. What's next? Cool. Right on. Super. So that's where we're at. So yeah, I will put out a Can I Move in This suit episode, and we'll go from there.
Have you ever mentioned how hard it is to get into the suits?
No. Okay, so that's a good point. So before we wrap up, yeah,
that's something that people might want to know. Like it's not like a lycra suit that it just stretches so much. It's very rigid.
So a lot of the times with these suits, you do need an extra pair of hands to help you get into them, because there's no way, unless, even if you're Captain Yoga, like you're not going to be able to zip this thing up.
Yeah.
You might be able to if you add like a shoestring or something to it.
But even still, it's hard to do that because
it is. And once it breaks in, maybe. But yeah, these muscle suits are very much you need an extra hand. There's only been one muscle suit that I've ever been able to put on by myself, and that's the Custom Costumes suit. I can get the Replica Industries suit on by myself, but I can't zip it. Just it's no fault of the suit. It's just the muscles are bulky. Custom Costumes I've been able to get on by myself. Obviously, all my lycra suits I can get on by myself, but yeah, it is hard. And try not to get frustrated, because the first time you do it, if you've never done it before, it can be a real pain in the neck. So especially when you're trying to get, if say the boots are attached, that's really hard to do, to get your feet into the boot holes just right, because you're navigating the leg muscles and then the undersuit under it, and then into the boots, which are 9 times out of 10, they have a small hole to get into. So it is tough. Like even something like the gauntlets, that's really hard to do by yourself. Again, I can do the Custom Costumes one by myself, but these fit a lot better than that one. So they're a lot harder to get on. So they're more form-fitting. So the more form-fitting something is, and the more it has to it, the harder it's going to be to get on. So when you order a suit, just always remember that excitement when it comes the first day, just don't be too shattered, even though it's there, that you can't get it on. Because that's the most exciting thing for me about getting a new suit, is putting it on. And the fact that I can't do it by myself, and Erin's obviously not always around, So when I get it, I'm like,
oh man, I can't put it on by myself. Sucks, man.
that was fun. But yeah, so it can be tough. It can be really, really tough. So if you're not somebody who can figure out somebody who can help them, muscle suit might be a tough route for you, but it's worth it. For the most part, like this suit, I will say is worth. I would say what I paid for the original suit that wasn't worth what I paid for it. This is worth that. I don't get into prices. If you want to know prices, please don't ask me. I'm not going to tell you. Contact the makers, because what I paid might not necessarily be what you're going to pay, because prices move, prices go up, things get more expensive. I will never talk price. So if you want that information, please go directly to the seller. But this suit, in my opinion, is worth what somebody would pay for it. I will say that. I think that's it. All right. Well, that has been the review of the Napier's Black Suit Man of Steel. Erin, thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
And look, again, like, subscribe, comment, turn on the notifications bell. If you have any questions, please hit me up at melbournesuperman on Instagram, EPC_cosplay on Instagram for Erin. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next time.
Stay classy.
Catch you next time.
Stay classy.
Next time.